Alrighty.
Thank you. The majority of you all know that I was recently proposed to. Back in October. Woo! It was
Yeah.
a wonderful experience, and I wanted to share it all a little bit with you. Excuse me. About a year ago, almost to the day, Ian and I were out seeing Star Wars. Oh my god, I just forgot what the subtitle was. Star Wars Force Awakens. Thank you. I was not prepared for that. We went out and he was on his phone a whole bunch and I'm just like, Ian, come on, get off the phone. This is one of our few dates that we always get. He's like, I'm looking up a store for your Christmas present. He's gonna go shopping on Christmas Eve. Great, okay. I'm sitting there thinking in my head, he doesn't know the store hours of where he's gonna go Christmas shopping. Like, Target's my favorite store. What is he doing? And I think about it a little bit more, and I'm like, oh my goodness, he might be getting me something shiny. Something meant for specifically this hand. And I get a little excited, and I'm like, wait, no. We both discussed that we never wanted to get engaged on a holiday because it's cheesy and that's just not our style. So we continue on with our date, and Christmas Eve comes and he goes out shopping. He calls me about an hour later. He's like, hey, I'm on my way home. And I'm like, there's no way you're on your way home right now. No, you did not spend an hour on my Christmas gift. I don't believe you. He comes home with a GameStop bag. As many of the men here know, GameStop is a place where you purchase video games and other assorted items that a lot of male figures enjoy. And I look at him like, Ian, what are you doing with that? I was expecting jewelry in some form. I was really thinking after you said you were looking for a shop and when its hours would be that you would be getting me a necklace or some jewelry or even an engagement ring. What are you doing? And he looks at me, he's like, oh my God, Jackie, I was this close to getting you an engagement ring, but I didn't want to because I didn't want to propose on Christmas, so I got you some games instead. I was like, what? So we begin to start speaking about our future engagement and our future wedding, and I pull up my phone and my calendar, and before we're even engaged, we pick out a wedding date. Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, October 2017. And it was beautiful. He's the one who suggested it. My favorite day, one of my favorite days of the year is Friday the 13th. So when he said it, I was like, yes, you're perfect. You're exactly the one I want. Fast forward a year later, my mom tells us she's going to give us her diamond earrings that my father, who had recently passed, had given to her one previous Christmas. We figure out who's going to do the custom ring design, and I'm there through all the steps, but I just told Ian the one stipulation, I want the engagement to be a surprise, and I want it before I go to the WAC, our conference, which was October 18th, 19th. What I really wanted was for him to propose on Thursday the 13th, 1 year before our wedding. He wasn't off that day, so he didn't get the ring. Eventually, the next day passes, and I'm all giddy, and it's Friday the 14th, 1 year before our wedding, and he gets home before I do, which is a rarity. It's a festivity when it happens. And he's leaning up against our bar, eating a pomegranate. A pomegranate is known as the devil's fruit, more specifically Hades fruit, the Greek god Hades. And Ian even suggested, when we were in college, he never wanted to do couple costumes for Halloween, and I hated it. I had so many good ideas. I wanted him to be dead JFK, and I wanted to be like zombie hunting Jackie Kennedy Onassis. And he thought it was not tactful at all. And I'm just like, that's what I want to do. Anyways, he wanted to be Persephone and Hades, and our two dogs would be the three-headed dog Cerberus, so I got a stuffed animal for the dogs. I was the flower goddess, Persephone, and he was the god of the underworld, Hades. It was a great costume, it turned out wonderful, but I didn't have any idea that he was going to actually propose the same way that Hades tricked Persephone into becoming his queen of the underworld. Persephone was stolen by Hades, and he dragged her down to the underworld because of her beauty. Her mother, Demeter, the goddess of farming and agriculture, was very upset and had the entire world turn into winter. That was the first time there was a winter. The way that the story ends is she gets to spend half of her life above during spring and summer, and then the other half below because she ate a pomegranate seed, because she hadn't eaten her entire time during the underworld when she was stolen. He's sitting there like this, just eating a pomegranate, and I'm like, oh my god, I've never really had a pomegranate, I would love to have some. And he's like, oh, well, I got you one, it's over there. And I was like, yeah, I don't want that one, though. I want this one that you already cracked open and that you're eating. And he's like, all right, fine. So he like hands me the other half of it. And we're enjoying the pomegranate. He makes dinner. Apparently he wanted to propose right then, and I had no idea. I really botched that one up. And he decided to propose literally 5 minutes before he left for work. We're sitting there chit-chatting with Jocelyn in this like four-way conversation we were having. And we were talking about costumes and gender-bent Star Trek and Star Wars. That's what we were talking about. And he comes in behind me, I'm sitting, comes in, and he recites the Greek story that I just recited to you. And I'm like, Ian, I know that story better than you do. I'm the one who's obsessed with Greek mythology. And he's like, yeah, I know. And he like comes around, and he gets down on one knee. He's just like, I would really enjoy you being my Greek goddess of the underworld with our two crazy-ass dogs that are also our Cerberus. Would you marry me? And it was on Friday the 14th, while Friday the 13th was playing in the background, my favorite horror movie franchise. And of course, I teared up, I said yes, and it was one of the most beautiful moments of my life, thanks to him having it at home. It was very personal. I called Jocelyn right afterwards, and my puppies were there for it as well, and it was beautiful and wonderful, and he incorporated all of these things that I loved into this very intimate, formal setting, and I really couldn't be happier with the way that he ended up proposing.
Yeah.